you're good to go, Maya. Go ahead.
So, what's up, everyone? It's me, Maiev, with Panda, Eki, and Disco. We're here for the second stream for the year 2023, and we only have a few things to talk about since we don't have enough topic for this stream. Yeah, so we'll be talking to you guys about some feedback. Also, we'll be asking you about what do you think of the market as of the moment. And yeah, we'll be playing Rune Evolution at the end of the stream along with the giveaways. On to Panda.
What is that supposed to mean? What on the Panda? This is your job.
Transition. That's what that was.
Okay, so yeah, we don't really have too many topics to talk about today, but who knows? I mean, usually when that happens, we do find something to really talk like spend a lot of time on. But if not, then maybe today won't be a long one. Okay, so I guess before we get to Disco with the news, overall the crypto market this week has been pretty crazy. Mathematically, like what is that, a 30 to 40% jump in Bitcoin, all the way up to about 21k now. Ethereum also doing really well. I didn't check BNB, but I'm assuming BNB also is following in their footsteps. The futures market of traditional markets also doing really well. SPY I think over 400 again. SPX over 4,000. Everything's been going great, especially following CPI data on Thursday. But even before then, I think most people were expecting the CPI to be a little bit lower than it was. Surprising that it was. I think the announcement was that it was. I want to say 3.9%, which was the expected value, but then everything still jumped anyways. So I think that's a good sign for the economy and everything. But I also don't know enough to be sure. Where did Maiev go? Maiev, come on, you can eat your nuts on stream. You don't have to turn off your camera, just eat your nuts.
Maiev has some roasted peanuts.
We can't hear you, Maiev. We can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, so roasted peanuts in the oven for 10 minutes. And it's not cooked evenly. Some of them were burned.
I think you did too much. You had a big cup of nuts, right? A big bowl of nuts.
Yeah, I actually cooked 2 small trays of it. So it's like a large bowl of nuts around this size.
Got to make sure that they're all evenly spaced and the hot air is able to hit all of them, all of their surface, to get that nice even cook.
I thought to roast something, it's like you put it over fire. Is that not what roasting is? Maybe
you can
don't
roast
know what it
things
means
in the
to
oven
roast.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a kind using hot air to cook something, I guess. Sometimes you can use fire too. That's also barbecuing. I don't know, man. We have a bunch of ways
What is
to
barbecue?
describe the same thing.
Yes, barbecue is it not the same thing?
Using coal.
Yeah, it's a
right?
barbecue. You cook it on hot coal rather than fire, unless you're doing flame grilled.
Wait, what? Wait, do you not? I thought the fire comes from the coal. No.
Well, yeah, but you'd normally
it
wait for the
does.
fire to kind of die down
So,
because the coals
the
are
official-
hotter than the fire.
The official definition is that barbecue is a term used with significant regional and national variations to describe various cooking methods that use live fire and smoke to cook the food. So, yeah.
So that sounds like it's a roast.
It probably is synonymous with roast. Let me look at the thesaurus.
When you're talking about a roast, are you thinking of a spit roast or a hog
literally.
roast? You know what I mean? Like when you've got it over the flames and you're turning that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Whereas-
That's what I'm thinking of roast is.
Nah, see, when you say roast, I would instantly think of something cooked in the oven,
Interesting.
like roasting a bit of meat in the oven.
Yeah.
That's that regional variation.
I think it's
But,
because I don't cook. When I think of roast, I think of it
you
being
roast
synonymous as getting
meat.
flamed.
You roast meat. Maybe it's something
Yeah.
like that. If it's in the oven, if you're cooking meat, you call it a roast, right? If you're
Yeah.
baking something, it's still in the oven, right? You're baking a cake, or I don't know.
No, you're roasting a cake.
You can
With that
say that
logic,
you're roasting a cake.
you're roasting a cake.
You're not roasting it because the texture transforms while it's in the oven. It cooks, right?
So,
Whereas if you're roasting some meat, all you're doing is cooking the meat.
Or some nuts.
so like roasting is kind of like cooking on one side mostly. Like the heat is primarily coming from one direction, I guess is the common thread. So you end up like turning it as it cooks and crisping it all along the outside. Whereas baking, everything gets heated up evenly in a way.
Wait, so then there's
And
your problem,
the
Maiev.
definition, the Merriam-Webster definition of barbecue literally is to roast or broil on a rack or a revolving spit. So it's
On a rack.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've established that if you're roasting in Panda's sense like a hog roast, you're actually barbecuing, which means that you're roasting the food because it's coming from a single source of heat or some single direction. However, we do like a bit of roast dinner, which would normally be cooked in an oven, like a roast beef or potatoes or something else.
Yeah, I mean, you can broil in the oven or something. My poor person oven can broil, so I'm assuming most ovens can. But yeah.
So
I would think of roasting as also being baked. It just kind of depends on. I mean, you can have meat that is literally just called a roast. Like it's all very ambiguous. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we have a Sunday roast, which is quite fairly traditional in England. A lot of families across country will do that, and a Sunday roast could be chicken, could be gammon, could be beef, could be something else.
But it has to be on
whatever
Sunday.
you've got. But it's some sort of meat roasted in the oven with some roast vegetables, potatoes, that sort of thing.
On a
Gravy.
Sunday.
On a Sunday, yeah.
Well,
You
the
would
main
have a
takeaway
roast
I
dinner
got
on a
from
Sunday.
everything, Maiev, is that I don't think you rotated your nuts.
Yeah.
You had to
Sure.
flip them.
You
had to
gotta
flip them and rotate them.
spatula and stir them up.
Yeah, you did it.
Well, that's why they're uneven then. You have no one to blame but yourself. Okay, let's jump a little bit back on topic, okay? So,
Yeah, we're making Sassy Boy feel quite hungry now, as you're doing to me too.
yeah, we did talk
And
a
I had
little
a
bit
roast
before the
dinner
stream,
already.
a little bit pre-stream, about the prices of everything, the crypto, everything doing really well. What do you guys think? You guys think it's just a quote unquote dead cat bounce? Do you guys think crypto's back? Come on, guys, your
Well, I think-
opinions.
I personally think, we needed to go up a bit just to short all the liquidate all the shorts, sorry. And now we've kind of gone up and the sentiment has risen because of that psychological barrier of 20,000 being broken. Then I think, people are already setting longs, so it's time to probably go back down. But that's my personal view. What do I know? But this I think was coming. I think it was widely known we were going to go up to that 20,000 range.
Was
people
it?
quoting 18 to 20,000? Yeah. I think a lot of people were anticipating this.
But isn't that
So again, tread with caution. Again, because of the amount of shorts being piled on, and the amount available as profit from those liquidations, funds that can move markets would be quite interested in that, especially in a period of time where, until this pump, there was largely a lot of disinterest in Bitcoin. there wasn't much sentiment, wasn't much story. Most people were getting on with their lives. Now all of a sudden it's 20,000. Okay, people were starting to get interested in FOMO back in, but yeah, until then it was all doom and gloom. So markets never move quite in a straight line. They always have to waver a little bit from the general direction they're going.
I agree with that. I just don't think that I think it's like kind of a trap to think like, oh well, everybody knew it was gonna go up to a certain point, because I feel like that's also how they get you, you know, by thinking that it's gonna go up, then it doesn't, and then you went long, and then you get liquidated on your long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you've got to look at, again, the overall sentiment about it and the amount of money. You know, if it is just everyone's anticipating it to keep going down, then there's going to be a lot of money riding on, you know, the ability for the market to go the other way and catch them off guard. So, irrespective of the direction, if there's a lot of, you know, leveraged positions weighted against one particular direction in the market, then you can surely bet quite often that the market will move in the opposite direction, even if just sufficiently to take some of those out, and then profit from the difference, and then you know, return to normality again, and a fairer price. But unfortunately, you know, in the crypto world, you know, prices are heavily manipulated, and much easier to do so, and especially when there is chain reactions and correlations due to all the token pairings, unlike in the stock market where, you know, you buy an individual stocks. Maybe if you buy a FTSE 100 stock, then you might make the FTSE 100 go up some more, but aside from that, they're all segregated and separate. Whereas due to liquidity pairs and then arbitrage spots that run over those, as soon as you push the price of one thing up significantly enough, then the price of everything else will go up, because people need those assets to trade with that pairs, and they go and buy that pair and sell that asset down to arbitrage it out. So then you get that ripple effect depending on where the money's going in. So it's much easier to do these. And again, what you can do is move those prices of a heavily traded asset, a widely known one, something like Bitcoin, and you can do that on chain, and start to buy up those assets and move that price, because the price point moves much quicker on chain due to the lower liquidity than compared to some of the centralized exchanges. So people will then arbitrage that. So as long as you continue the on-chain buying, you can push that price point up quite quickly, and then it will eventually get arbitraged across other exchanges and flow through. So yeah, you know, there's always some manipulation within the market. It feels like it's always good to be cautious around that.
Yeah, that's true. I always get the impression that, you know, it's it's simultaneously a trap and an opportunity, basically, when you're talking about crypto. It's like, you could profit from this, sure, but it's always a gamble, because there are people with a lot of money in the markets, and they're able to make things change, just by, you know, coordinating purchasing and selling of assets, and then they're able to profit from it. Their friends, you know, their network is able to profit from it. So that's always something to be aware of. It's not regulated enough to prevent that from happening, and I don't think it really could be. So it's always a risk kind of jumping on that.
We saw that, didn't we, with the leaked text messages through the FTX saga around, you know, I think it was a Telegram or WhatsApp chat titled, you know, exchange coordination, and this is the CEOs from Kraken, from Binance, from FTX at the time, and Tether executives all talk. You know, why do they have a group chat to coordinate between themselves? What are they coordinating?
I did find it
because in
pretty
any
funny.
other industry, they're competitors. You know, yes, you might have some forums like, you know, centralized governments and stuff where people go and coordinate and do some sort of information sharing, best practices. but not to the point where it's just a Telegram chat or whatever between the CEOs of all these companies. That, you know, is quite strange. And of course, you know, in context of that, within that chat, somebody then calling out their on-chain purchases in an apparent attempt to depeg an asset, USDT in that particular case. So that's quite, you know, suggestive that there are manipulative practices going on there. You know, to the point, if you've got an exchange CEO saying, don't keep trying to short that coin, you're going to make not the price, and it's going to have huge ramifications. You don't understand what you're blowing up. That's quite bizarre from a regulated market standpoint, certainly.
When I first saw that, it just seems so weird that that's what they would name the Telegram chat. But I mean, I guess if you think about it, like, what else are they gonna do, right? I think, you know, the leaked Elon Musk text messages, like, I think, you know, rich people, they're still people at the end of the day. They still, you know, the way that they talk or communicate with friends or whatever. I guess, you know, it's still always kind of similar. Everybody is still a person.
Absolutely, and that is exactly why, you know, you shouldn't go and idolize those people who go out, you know, front and center, like Sam Bankman-Fried did, like Alex Mashinsky did from Celsius, like CZ does, like Elon Musk does, because ultimately they are just after your money, and they've got a good way of, you know, making you feel warm about you giving them their money, your money. So you do just have to remember the whole purpose of crypto was to move away from that, not to introduce it into it. It was so that everything, every little detail is there written in a smart contract on the blockchain. Well, originally just the transaction on the blockchain, but taking that a step further, the smart contract ideology, you know, to be able to execute contracts and applications and deals again in a decentralized way, so that anybody can just look at it. Bear in mind, they need to understand code, but the ability for anybody to go and look at it and interpret and say, this is exactly what it does, just like your terms and conditions, but knowing that that machine and that operation is actually going to execute it precisely according to those conditions, not having to entrust a human to think about, well, is this right or wrong? Actually, you know, do our rules say we can or can't do this? It says we can't do this, maybe we'll just do it anyway because it makes us a nice chunk of change. You take away all of that, and of course, by having these people being idolized, these centralized corporations, you're distracting and deviating from that vision to the point where you take away what was valuable about it in the first place. If you want to go down that route of centralization and people, you know, being idolized, go down a regulated path and create something different, because that's not crypto. Just, you know, create a casino where you can, that looks like a stock market that people can just play on, because that's essentially what that becomes in those situations. That's my kind of view on that.
We only idolize 2D waifus here, right?
Yeah.
Until the AI one comes out.
Oh no. 2D waifus can't hurt you. At least not yet. Oh man. Like, this is how I know I'm sleepy. I literally just keep forgetting what I wanted to say. There was something I wanted to say and I just completely forgot. And now I'm very sad.
Welcome to having my brain for a small period of time. That is me 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
So we can mention some of the other news while you try and think of what it is you were going to say, Panda. So Binance, after getting approved and then not getting approved, have again been approved to purchase Voyager. So it'd be interesting to see if that actually goes through or whether that gets challenged and thrown out again. But apparently they've now got the legal standing to go ahead and do that again. Also, interestingly, Gemini, the exchange run by the Winklevoss twins, They have written a public statement, a letter, accusing Genesis, that's the DCG Barry Silbert company, of fraud, defrauding their investors by making false statements, which impacted Gemini's customers of Gemini Earn, whereby you could put your crypto in, goes to lending services, you get some cut of the profit. That lending service apparently was DCG, who then just gave it all to 3AC and didn't really do much with it, and then bought GBTC shares with it, or enabled that, as we discussed in the previous stream. So what that letter stated is that Genesis have been using some of their commitments to Gemini users and their funds to overstate their liquidity position, and thereby luring in more investors and defrauding investors on that basis, due to accounting fraud, which they also clearly state in their letter. And this was again trying to value some assets or a loan, an intercompany loan between the two, at face value for a promissory note for cashable in 10 years time with 1% interest. Something like that would normally be sold, according to Gemini, for around about a 70% discount. So $1 billion would be paying about 350 million maybe. And on their books, that looks like a $1 billion cash flow, which it isn't. And therefore, on that basis, they are defrauding investors by making it out to be they're more liquid than it's feared. So, yeah, they've been publicly called out. It'd be interesting. Barry Silbert did immediately put out a statement. It was quite strangely worded, didn't really address the actual points, just made a lot of statements about what they do and don't do, but not specifically calling out much of the accounting and the actual claim. You know, the real meat behind all of this, just focusing on the points that they could counter, weren't really all that meaningful in the larger context of potential accounting fraud going on. So yeah, very strange there, and be interesting to see how that one plays out as well. DCG themselves, in the meantime, are still looking at liquidating options or trying to secure some funding, which isn't really happening. Outside of the doom and gloom news for crypto, Amazon have announced that they will be working with Avalanche to try and increase blockchain adoption across organizations and businesses. So that's quite interesting, and that, I think, is one of the contributing factors to the overall momentum and sentiment within this kind of rally. One of the earlier stages within the rally was Google also announcing a large investment in the Solana platform and blockchain. So again, I think probably around the start of this movement, and maybe these are the two good news items that perhaps end it all. But there have been other partnerships. Nike, Adidas, and others are still working with blockchain items. We're seeing some digital toys from Mattel, which are NFTs and virtual toys that you kind of rip out the packaging and then you can play with, and they do some moves. So even on there, actually, they interestingly kept, I think, the concept of you've got it in the packaging, or do you want to take it out of the packaging and play with it? There's a potentially more collectible item there. Initially, they're sold as kind of blind boxes, so with different rarities. Quite interesting concept. Definitely shows there is no slowdown in the appetite from corporations within the crypto industry. Whether that translates to Bitcoin prices, which then typically lead the markets, is unclear, because, of course, Bitcoin in itself is quite uncorrelated in terms of functionality and in terms of actual corporate interest when looking at technologies to invest in and blockchain adoption.
Okay, Maiev, you linked something in the chat. Is that something you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I was just curious because Phantom, they've launched something like a gas monetization program, which allows developers who build on their platform get a percentage of the gas that they bring into the project. So I believe that's something that Binance did early, like sometime in 2021. So what do you guys think about it? I don't know. Is that something that if a chain does, will it bring more people to them? Or,
I don't necessarily think it'll bring more people, but I think that's quite a sadistic way of monetization. From a developer's perspective, if you look at pursuing that as a revenue stream, because what you're essentially, if you were to pursue that as a goal, what you'd be pursuing is forcing your users to create lots and lots of on-chain transactions, which sure works great for Binance or the Phantom Foundation or whoever's implementing that. But I don't think that's great for users necessarily, unless it's a significantly low-cost chain. And, they're really just trying to generate that by numbers. Why would you intentionally force users to pay lots of blockchain fees? Again, unless you're running those validator nodes and collecting them.
Yeah. It sounds like kind of like in terms of UX design, the on-chain transactions also tend to be more kind of annoying, not just costly. Like having the wallet pop up and signing the transaction or whatever and sending it through and waiting for it to hit and then being like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you have to wait.
Yeah.
No. So like on the surface as a developer you might think, oh, that's cool, I kind of get rewarded for the amount of interest I bring to the platform. It ends up being just a race to make design worse so that you make more money.
It does seem like there's a better way to implement it, no?
It would still end up like what BSC did with their MVP program, like choosing the project that brings the highest gas to the or consumes the highest gas. Yeah, right. All right.
And again, you'll notice we look relatively inactive on various blockchain metrics because a lot of our players aren't interacting on chain necessarily because they're playing on Evolution rather than interacting with the raids and farming that way. Then that doesn't really appear on the blockchain. The only transaction or part of it that does at the moment is when you're actually doing the claiming and the rewards get sent to you, but then that doesn't get tracked as blockchain activity against the main kind of token, and because you don't pay RXS fees to claim or anything like that. So that's why those metrics again don't always truly reflect on what's happening within our space as well. And again, I'm not saying that any developer really is going to start pursuing gas fees as a main source, main revenue stream, unless you're, on F. Those gas fees are never really going to amount to much. BNB maybe, because again, kind of probably second highest compared to F, though still a fraction.
But then your players are just paying more, right?
Exactly. So I disagree with that. But I do think, I also don't think developers will target that specifically because I don't think there's enough value weighted against the frustration that their players will experience to justify pushing that many on-chain transactions. I think it's great if your game involves that anyway. And we know that during the early days of farming, for example, and with the current equipping and unequipping system, if all those transactions were counted, then potentially, there may have been some sort of benefit. We might have got a little bit of pocket change or earned enough BNB to pay some of the gas fees for sending out those claims in the early days. But I don't think it would have amounted to anything significant. And I think it would have worked in that context because we weren't designing with an intent to try and charge gas fees to players. It was just that's how the design worked, and that's how it was initially built. That there was a lot of on-chain transactions, or if you're interacting with the raid, equipping, unequipping, say for different harvests, or to go and play a game of Evolution, you could potentially generate a lot of on-chain transactions. Now, players don't choose to do that because it works out quite expensive. But in the early days, certainly during the bull run and when BNB was much cheaper initially, those things did happen more frequently. But yeah, I don't think there would have still been enough of an earning from a rune standpoint of view to make it worthwhile to pursue as a revenue stream, which is why I don't think developers will do that. Maybe on ETH only.
I mean, I don't think it makes sense for anybody to do that because you're not even getting all of the gas fees back. You're making your players pay more money in gas when they could be spending that money on your own token, and you're only getting a very small percentage of the gas back. So I just feel like it doesn't make sense. And, Matt works hard to make sure that the gas fees are as low as possible for us. And, what Eki said about the UI and the interaction with the MetaMask, it's actually pretty annoying. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Every time I open my browser, I got to sign into MetaMask. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that.
But there are solutions for that, with Flame and others coming. So if you don't like that, you've got the social login option, the more traditional way, if you want to go down that route, which of course isn't as secure. But for people who aren't too bothered about that, then that's an option too.
I just want MetaMask to have a button that's like remember my account.
I mean, with Flame, you can see like with the Steam wallet, you never really have your money like fully in there. It's just whatever you want to spend on games. So like you can just transition it from the MetaMask wallet to that, and like I'm not exactly sure how it works. I haven't had a chance to use the beta yet, but I would assume like with Steam, you don't have to actually go through the transaction. It just kind of, you say yes or no, or like buy it off the store and it just happens. And during the game, if you make an in-game transaction, it happens in the background. So having that abstraction would be better. But if you're still aiming to like drain gas fees out of your players' wallets, it's not a good experience. And like someone could really get kind of slapped in the face with the amount of money they're losing that quickly. And as Panda observed, it's just not, as a developer, as efficient as just having people engage with your ecosystem and get you the money through the channels you expected to be getting that money through, or whatever, that revenue. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so I guess just for fun, not investment advice or anything, but I am just curious as to what you guys think, okay? Just for fun. Do you guys think Bitcoin's gonna hit 25K first or 15K first? Let's start with you, Maiev. I think I don't think I've heard your thoughts on whether you are a Maiev bear or a Maiev bull.
I'm pretty bearish with the with crypto. Because,
Sure. So
a lot of people. It's like just today, I received like 3 or 4 messages from my friends saying that hey, we should go back to crypto. It's getting bullish now. So
wait, so are you a bull or are you a bear? Which one are you?
I think it would still.
Just sounds like every
still,
Twitter expert.
It would still go down, right?
So you think it still goes down despite the fact that you have friends messaging you like, hey, let's get back in crypto.
Yeah.
So you think they're the fools. So would you okay, but
I'm not saying that they're the fools. It's still
that's exactly what you're saying.
I wouldn't be placing at the moment.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, realistically, even if you are a bull, it could still, it could still go down first and then go back up, or go up first and then go back down. But this is just what do you think it's gonna go to 15K first or 25K first?
Probably 25K first.
What? Oh my god.
There'll be another,
You're just giving
there'll
me
be another
conflicting
crypto-
signals, Maiev.
Yeah. But I won't be putting anything. You know, just like what Disco mentioned earlier, there are people with lots of money. They could easily manipulate the market, especially with all the rugs that happened last year. And they have probably liquidated all their whatever crypto that they had, and they have it in cash now, and they're ready to what do you call it? Make us crazy again, right? With those.
Okay, fine, fair enough. I mean, you know, I get what you're saying, but you are giving some mixed signals. All right, Eki, what about you?
So I've had the opposite experience of Maiev. Anybody I know who knows crypto is like not enthused about it or the movement it made. They're just like kind of like, I mean, there are traders I know who are like, "Are you guys capitalizing on this?" And I'm like, "I don't actually trade. I just kind of hang out here." But the people I know in real life are like, "Yeah, I'm not touching it for a while until like the general sentiment and bullishness on everything goes up, like tech in general. As long as those companies are laying people off because they need to improve investor sentiment, I'm not getting back into crypto." Yeah, so generally I think the sentiment is still bearish. As to 15K or 25K, man, I don't fucking know. It could go either way.
That's what I was.
I
But
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
expect it. I don't expect it to go up consistently over the next few months. It's gonna be sideways action, if anything.
But just for fun, because
Fine, 25K.
25K. Okay.
Liquidate all the people who are feeling bearish.
Yeah, exactly. It could just be. It could just be
until
a very.
they switch to longs, and then they can liquidate them again on the way back down.
Yeah, it could just be a very bouncy cat. You know, you never know. Okay, Disco. What about you? I know you are Disco Bear, but do you believe in the bouncy cat, or do you think that the cat's gonna go splat?
I heard that China's getting really into Nyan cat NFTs.
You mean Nyan cat?
Okay.
Nyan.
That was the whisper on the street. I don't know how accurate that is, or whether that still holds true a week later, because markets like to move quickly. I don't know. I think I agree with Eki in that long-term traders, etc., are still bearish and are expecting further downturns from here, maybe in that 1.5 region. However, I also think they know not to enter the market at the moment, and therefore their views are not going to be reflected in the market. So I don't think you've got that volume of shorts, because I think they're expecting, some movement upwards, and therefore there will be inviting some longs still. Now, has that stopped? We've seen it, hit 21 and come back down a little bit. Will we go up again just to catch some people out before the way down so that they set their longs again, because they'll be looking for those confirmations? Maybe. Will it go as high as 25 before they drop it? I'm not sure. But I also don't know if it will go as low as 15 anytime soon. I'm gonna say
exactly.
15, but I don't.
Okay.
I think 15 is low. I don't know. Something tells me 16,000 is fair value, based on where we kind of slowed down when everything collapsed, when everyone took themselves out of the market, apart from the longest of holders. Everyone was trying to protect their bags. not just retail, but actually everyone. And then we plateaued out around 16k. So to me, in my mind, that feels like a fair price. I don't know if we're going to hit 15.
So
That just
basically for
feels a
you,
bit-
okay,
maybe
fine.
15 something.
You get to say 16k.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
I'll
we
give you
get-
the
I
I'll
think
give
we
you the
get
option
around
to say 16k. You want 16k? Fine, you got 16k.
16
For you-
point something.
Okay,
Yeah.
for you it'll be 16k or 24k. Okay.
Well, it would be 16 to 26 and 20 because they're at the range of 10.
No, it'll be 16 or
26
25
feels-
or 24 because you're going closer, right?
Well, I was thinking, you're getting 10,000 range, aren't you? So give me the same range as the others. Is it going to go $5,000 up or $5,000 down? I guess because we're pretty much at 21, aren't we? Almost. Yeah, I think 16 again on that basis. 25 is too high. 24, I don't know. Maybe might wick to that.
Well, see, that's the thing. It has
I
to be a
don't-
hard decision. I don't want to give you an
The-
obvious like one or the other.
Yeah, I don't think.
That would be no
I think
fun.
even wicking to 24 is maybe the highest 20, the high 23s at a maximum. I don't think it will hit 24. and then I think we're getting 16.
Okay, so you said 16. Maiev, you said 25, right?
Because you give me the 25 as an option.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like it would go up and will go down straight downhill.
Okay, so Maiev, you're at 25. Eki, you're at 25. Disco Bear is at 16. You know what? I'll say 25. I'll say 25k as well. I think the reason why I think it will go to 25 is because I think everybody is expecting the economy to not do well. And I'm always wrong. So if I think it's not going to go, then it is going to go. So I'm going to inverse myself and say that, yeah, I'm going to hit 25k.
But you are putting out a public statement of belief and stating 25k. So I'm now more confident in my 16. 16 point something. Maybe 7.
I never know whether to inverse myself or to inverse the inverse.
Well, whatever the outcome,
Never.
just let me know and I'll do the opposite.
What's your bet, Panda?
I'm with you.
It
I'll
matters
just say
whether you go
I'll just say
back and
25. We'll see what happens. We'll get.
Yeah.
There's
So
a good
Panda
chance.
says 25k.
There's a good
So-
chance it might not break the range for like a few months. Like, I think we've been at the same like 15 to 20k ish for like 3-4 months, maybe even a little bit more than that. Honestly, I don't remember it being like 21k for a while.
That hasn't been 21 for a while, but I do agree. I think we'll float around there for a little bit. I think it'll go back down and float around for a bit. Yeah.
Watch it go to
It
25k
feels like
tomorrow.
it feels like a sideways market again, because there's, the real bull markets need a narrative. They need a driver, and we don't have that at the moment. Now, one comes about naturally every halving for Bitcoin, and then usually things try to tack on to that and kind of catch the wave, so to speak. People know Bitcoin halving is coming up. What's the big story we're going to sell? Because there'll be interest in Bitcoin. There's going to be interest in blockchain. So what's the next big blockchain angle we're going to try and push on people to capitalize on that excitement around the halving and the interest that it generates? Which means we're a while off still, potentially.
All right. Okay, well, you heard it here, guys. We'll see. We'll check back in a few months, see whether everybody else is right or whether Disco Bear is right. I think one more topic that I saw just in chat before we move on to the Evo games. What about China? Is crypto big in China? I feel like I don't hear much about what the crypto market is like in China. Do they have their own stuff that we don't even hear about? Or is Binance the Chinese? I don't know. Is it? It's kind of, but Not
They
really?
are not Chinese because they're not based in any country. Accusations of Binance being a Chinese-backed organization because of CZ's background working for Huobi. I think Huobi or OKCoin, but officially not a Chinese company. My understanding of the Chinese crypto scene is it's sort of underground and perhaps not that public
Really?
because they're kind of on and off in terms of the legal standpoints and whether or not they're actually regulating cryptocurrencies. They, of course, famously banned Bitcoin mining, banned Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies, but there's still a market there for it. And now that there's talk of them potentially becoming more open around the crypto economies again. They always seem to kind of tread back and forth between not really knowing what they want to do with crypto. So yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of see what happens with China. Still a big player. I don't know how public it is. Don't speak to many people in China or any at all at the moment, actually. So yeah, not quite sure.
Yeah,
I've just seen in the chat Rune Evolutions. I'm presuming Binty's got the steer of the wheel today, although not joining us on stream. Mentioning Tron, and there's certainly been some interesting analysis done on some cross-chain transactions between Tron and ETH in terms of USDT, which and I think Crypto.com are involved, as were Bitfinex and Binance. What seemed to be money laundering, essentially, moving large chunks of money, then loads of smaller transfers, culminated in a smaller transfers again, and then a large transfer back to cash out. So yeah, quite interesting to see if there's any developments on that. This was a couple of days ago. I hadn't heard anything more on that. But again, just one of the other reasons why I'm not really trading the market at the moment. I'm still quite fearful for more contagion and fallout. I think especially in the light of the BCG saga and Gemini. With Binance still, I do feel like at any point still something could come to light which could have a huge negative impact. So I'm just kind of treading cautiously. I'm not so wavering as we found out, trying to work out whether I'm 16 or 24, 26, wherever that region was. I do feel like it's not a market to play in at the moment, for me anyway. Nothing's clear cut. I don't think it's fully materialized or fully reflective of the level of risk and contagion that's impacting the market participants at the moment, and for that reason I'm not playing currently, but I am going to get another drink.
okay, fair enough.
To some extent, I almost feel like crypto might need a few more instances of SBF, like people getting caught and tried for defrauding investors, for people to start coming back to crypto. Because the more of these like corrupt hotshots get taken down, the safer the market presumably will become for new investors, and the closer crypto will come to kind of innovating on that front. I mean, it has to, right? If it's all negative, then I mean, crypto doesn't have too bright of a future. But if it does lead to some transformative change and innovation that makes things safer for investors and people to come in and pursue, the kind of innovation that they might be interested in pursuing in a environment where they're not going to get scammed left and right, then we would potentially see another bull run. I mean, crypto just has this persistent, lingering idea of being like, shady. And among the normies or the Normans, like you're not going to see many run-of-the-mill people getting into crypto at the moment because of that. And like, to some extent, you need to see a lineup of new faces in the market for people to get excited for, rather than seeing the ones that are there from before, with all these shady stories attached to them and all these shady practices.
You just have to hope that, the shady people don't get replaced by even shadier people.
Yeah,
which could happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
At least at the moment,
We'll
it seems like one of the easiest ways.
Names, right?
Yeah, it seems like one of the
same money,
common threads.
People.
Okay, so to jump back onto the China thing, have you guys it seems like it's something that the Chinese government they'll have like their own blockchain or whatever, own exchange, but I haven't heard anything about that, so maybe it's not how it actually works. But
it's kind of hard to tell because most of the messaging sites, for example, Telegram, is not allowed in China.
Well,
right?
they use like WeChat, they use QQ, right? They have their own stuff, like things that you typically don't hear of outside of China, but are really big in there.
It's like just in games. Maybe it's the same, just in games, because China will have the thing of their own. They will have crypto, but I don't know what crypto are they doing out there, but they will have it.
Yeah, did we have any like Chinese players really? I don't think I've seen that many. And is it interesting because
before we have a Chinese community, but it was kind of hard to maintain because they're only allowed to communicate in WeChat.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually, so like when I think of all of the other like crypto developers, crypto games and whatever, it seems like there's a lot of companies based in like Vietnam, like Vietnamese developers, people from the Philippines, a lot of people from Southeast Asia. But I don't think I've seen a single game that's like, this is a crypto game, like a Chinese crypto game. And that could just be because I'm on the wrong side of the internet, maybe I have to type it in Chinese or whatever, but I just don't recall ever seeing any. Okay, so I guess
you should. I think you're probably the best one to know what's happening with the Chinese community in crypto, right?
I'm not. You probably know more Chinese than me.
Come
on. I don't know. Chinese is so like, it's so painful, man. It's so painful trying to learn to read and to write Chinese. I can understand it if people speak it. I can speak a little bit, but like reading and writing, man, is actually impossible. And like I try to search up things, like to search up like Chinese videos on YouTube or whatever, and yeah, it's so hard. So there's actually no shot that I'll be able to find anything about crypto in Chinese.
So when you go to a Chinese restaurant, do you ask?
I order in English.
Yeah.
I ordered in
Chinese
English.
Restaurants in America will have
what do you mean?
menu entry translated to English.
I order in numbers.
Exactly. Exactly. Numbers. I just point to it. Like I don't know what it says. I don't know what it says.
There was like a meme video where he was Chinese and he was raised in the U.S. and they asked for the Chinese menu because of pride, because he felt insulted because he was given like the English menu, so the waitress was thinking that he doesn't know Chinese. And he ended up ordering peanuts, something like that.
Peanuts?
Yeah, because
oh
he
my
didn't.
God.
He got the Chinese menu and he couldn't read anything with the peanuts.
Yeah, I think I heard that some Chinese restaurants have like they have different menus for like Chinese people.
I wouldn't be surprised because the Chinese food we isn't really Chinese food at all.
Yeah, you don't want to. I don't even think you want to eat real Chinese food. I don't want to eat real Chinese food. Like the thing. I don't know, man. It's it might be because I just don't
want
like
the fake
seafood, but
Chinese
like
stuff.
it's pretty disturbing.
Just like most Chinese things, I like my things fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think we did ramble. Even when we don't have a lot of topics, we did ramble on for quite a while. So, I guess it's time to get on Evo, guys. We can still talk about whatever, but let's get underway with our Pandemonium games. Man, time
Sounds
flies.
good. True.
Yeah,
Oh,
most of the devs are
yeah.
Vietnamese. That's what I'm
Forgot.
saying. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of like, I guess crypto's just really big in Vietnam.
Yeah, because Kevin and I went to like a crypto convention here. They said it was the first in Southeast Asia. And then most of the people there are Vietnamese. We haven't encountered any. Well, there is one Filipino team, but most of them are like Vietnamese or Americans.
What is this? Is China not considered Southeast Asia? Isn't it like Southeast? Is it not South enough? Is it just East?
Yeah, it feels like they don't consider themselves as Southeast Asia.
It's not that far. It's like kind of like South, no?
Well, I think it's
No.
to
I think it's
segregate
not.
also the types of countries as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess China's too
it's
big.
not.
Is Japan Southeast Asia? Japan's like kind of South, no? It's definitely East. Hmm.
So Southeast Asia is Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand.
Oh, so Vietnam's not even
There's Vietnam
Southeast.
here,
I mean, it's
Cambodia,
like
yeah, Vietnam here, Brunei,
okay.
yeah, no China, Myanmar. Look it up. I should be familiar with that.
Okay, but like, doesn't China share a border with Vietnam or no? Maybe not. In my mind, China's like pretty far south, but maybe it's actually not. I don't know.
It's west of the U.S.
Geography is hard.
Can someone clip that Twitch on stream? Because I just killed Chaos Smith, and I'd love to just be able to play that back on repeat.
I'm surprised it's not a friendly
Where
mode.
is it?
No, and it wasn't a friendly. That's what I mean. It was standard as well. That's why I'm asking. Please clip it.
I click it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to.
It just got me back.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna last. That's why I'm asking. For it is a one-time event. Let me just snatch that now.
How am I gonna clip it? Panda is the one.
Ah, what happened to the thing? Why is it like not super off-centered? Oh my god, my eyes. How did that
Which
even
one?
happen?
You're in the center, Panda. It's probably your client because you haven't updated it in years.
No. It's not the client. It's I don't know. Somehow I have this locked, but like it still moved. Like it was.
Oh, it's gone.
Just OBS things, I guess.
I wasn't able to clip it. Oh, why did it change?
That should be good.
I've lost a clip. There you
Disco
go.
Killer. Okay, Maiev, would you be so kind to change the game with Pandemonium? I guess we'll wait until after this round.
Yeah, let's wait. I forgot where I put my evolution folder again. Oh, there you go.
Oh right, Benzi. What about what about crypto in Japan? Wasn't the like first exchange like a Japanese exchange or something?
Mount Gox, do you mean? I mean, they were like the largest.
I think so. Wasn't that a Japanese thing? I don't see much.
I think
from,
it's still foreign owned, right? Even if it's a Japanese-based crypto, still owned by.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't hear much about like crypto in Japan. I'm assuming they must do stuff there, but yeah, I don't hear about it. I haven't seen any like, I haven't seen any crypto games in Japanese. Any crypto animes? Oh man, surely there's got to be like a crypto anime somewhere.
Crypto animes.
Crypto animes.
I think it's important to remember that the Japanese market doesn't often get translated. So unless you know Japanese and search Japanese sources, you're unlikely to find it covered much because it's such a different market. Yeah, it's quite hard to find information on Japan. I've personally
I'm
found
pretty
in the
sure
past
that
trying
they
to
have
find
crypto
other
there.
things.
Because if I recall, like last year when, I'm not sure if it's last year or last year, when Axie Infinity was booming. My friend is in Japan, and there's like an Axie Infinity tournament there, like a local tournament
Wow.
for Axie. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the people there are aware with crypto.
Wait, but can you even do that? I know in Japan they can't have Smash tournaments that have prizes because it's like considered gambling for them to have tournaments. So that would be very surprising if they can have like crypto tournaments. I remember like in a Smash tournament, like instead of giving out cash prizes, they could like give away a controller or something for Evo. Was it Evo? I think it was Evo. They didn't give away money for the winners. They gave away a controller.
Really? But aren't they like rampant on arcade tournaments?
I don't know. I want to say that you can't have video game tournaments in Japan, but I could be wrong. That could be outdated information, or it could just be misinformation in general. Not sure. But by the way, Maiev, you still need to change it to Panda Monium.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. One moment, please.
You win tokens in Japan you can exchange for groceries. That sounds like money.
It's EBT. Basically.
I mean,
I think there was like I'm not sure if it's Central Land is popular there or Engine. Not sure. But I think one of those two are what do you call
fuck man.
patronized by Japanese.
I feel like if you have a currency that you get that you can exchange for groceries, I feel like that's already a little bit more useful than crypto.
What will you buy first if you have currency that you get exchange for groceries?
Pepsi?
Oh
Is that even a question? Come on. I'm a Pepsi monster.
Okay, so Pandemonium is on.
Oh, hang on a minute. I got killed. Did you put Battle Royale on before Pandemonium? Because I got killed and now I can't get back in. I haven't started the game yet.
I think Pandemonium automatically enables Battle Royale. So.
Perhaps you should disable it so Disco can get back in.
Yeah.
A pachinko place. Pachinko?
Cool. I'm in. Let's go.
Pachinko. I don't know how to say that.
What's pachinko?
I don't know, but if I ever go to Japan, there's a few things I want to go to. I want to go to the is it the Pokemon store?
It's a drama series.
I want to go to a cat cafe.
Oh, there's a cat cafe here. I haven't tried it.
You should try it. There's cats.
What is the cat cafe? Just the cafe with lots of cats?
It's a cafe full of cats.
Yeah, you go there to pet cats.
Oh, okay.
I'd
While
rather
you drink your coffee and whatever.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
What about a maid cafe, Panda?
A what?
A maid cafe.
Oh, I've
where
been to
they're,
one.
like,
There's an anime convention over here, and I went there a long time ago. I went to the maid cafe. It was, I mean, I guess it was an interesting experience. If you like maids, then I guess that's
Maiev,
your
you
thing.
still got invincibility on.
Yeah, whenever you're ready to turn that off and we can get started. I don't know how, like, are any of you into maids? I feel like that's not really like anything that I've found to be super
What do you mean?
interesting.
Into maids?
Yeah. Like, isn't that like a
Like,
thing that people like maids? I don't know.
do you,
I mean, that's
are,
a
are you
specific
talking about
fetish, I
sexual
think.
preferences? I don't know if that's the stream for
Well,
this.
I don't
that
think
topic.
it's like a sexual preference. I think it's just like a aesthetic. Or I don't know. Are maid cafes supposed to be sexual? I thought it was just like,
Like,
I don't know.
What is a maid cafe?
It's like a
Bec-
cafe
'cause-
where
but-
the people dress up as
'cause you-
maids. How are you so
Right,
uncultured,
okay.
Disco?
Well, I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I've just never heard of these strange places you visit. So there's people dressed as maids, like, as in the kind of maids that would come to your house and whatever.
I think so.
Because I know people buy like maids' outfits, you know, for the wife or whatever. And
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I'm assuming people would be wearing. So yeah, that would be a sexual thing then, wouldn't it?
Is it? Is that? I don't know.
Why
I
else
guess it
would you
could
go
be.
to like a restaurant that has maids? Otherwise, you just go to a cafe, like a normal cafe, wouldn't you?
I can't.
Unless
I don't
it's
think
like
we can kill anyone.
We
Just-
can.
No,
It
it
just
doesn't
takes a
look
little
like
bit.
No, you definitely. Oh, okay,
Okay, there
you can. It was a sacrifice for science.
See
That one.
See,
I'll call
okay.
it.
See, I think Benzie put it best. It's a place where you pay, and sad girls pretend to like you. It's not sexual.
So
Do you mean like Hooters?
That's
and
like
things
a
that?
strip club too.
It's not.
Like-
Oh my god, dude.
The same
That
thing
does
could
sound
be
like a
said.
strip club, but they're dressed as maid, and you only drink coffee
Okay.
because it's a cafe.
Okay,
It's-
kind
it's-
of. Like I guess when you put it that way,
pretense.
I guess.
There's a
I-
pretense that it's not sexual, but it totally is. It's like everybody knows.
Like the adverts where they say it's a masseuse, and you're like, are you really only gonna give her a massage?
So there are two more people.
Where are they? They must be
Oh,
at the
of course.
top. Ah, yes. Come on, get in my belly. This poor guy. Oh my god.
That's wild.
There we go. Got him finally.
Sassy boy for round one. Okay. Alright. New meta. Let's just let one person chase and the other person catch them once if they get outmaneuvered. Because when we fly together, we slow each other down to the point where we're slower than they are.
Ah, I see.
Or at least at the same speed.
It's weird, man. Ah, you guys don't understand maid cafes. To be honest, I don't understand it either.
See,
Yeah,
but like,
I agree.
what
They
is
sound weird. Cat
what
cafes,
is
like you
the-
said,
the-
that sort of made sense. People like cats. They might not be able to have a pet of their own.
Okay,
Or
no,
want
but
to look after
okay,
one,
just
but they
think
just want a pet and just chill with a pet. That I can get that, right?
just have that same energy, but with maids. You know, maybe they don't want a maid,
Yeah,
but
but
they
then
go
again,
somewhere.
you've just turned it really dark. As soon as you start, you know, petting an animal, that's fine. As soon as you start putting like costumes on
there's like
people
yeah,
to, like, you know, try and please others, that turns a bit seedy, doesn't it?
yeah. There's only like a couple of places in which the maid aesthetic is like a thing, and you know, one of them is
You know,
porn. So
It's porn and hentai, basically, isn't it?
you know,
Yeah.
I went to a PC whatever, PC bang bong whatever bang. It wasn't really. It was like a, wow, what do you even call it? It was just a place where you had a computers that you like paid for to play games on.
Oh, like
yeah, but it wasn't.
Cafe.
It was kind of
Internet
like that, but it
cafe,
wasn't. It
isn't it?
wasn't even like like that cool. It was just a bunch of people playing games on computers. Like, but it
that
didn't
sounds
really.
like an internet cafe. They're really not
Yeah.
that cool.
But it didn't have like the I don't know. It didn't have like the atmosphere that. But there was a maid cafe there. It was like half maid cafe, half I guess internet cafe.
Oh god, that's even worse. That's
What?
really
What?
honing down on that target audience, isn't it? You're lonely and you sit by a computer all day. We have got the perfect thing for you.
What you make it sound so bad. Wait, who was the winner of that round?
That's what you're describing, though, isn't it?
Yes, but
I'm
no.
not the one making it sound bad, then, am I? I'm
Who was
just
the winner of that
calling it
round?
out.
Do you guys remember? Or do I have to look?
It was Chaos Mint.
Are you sure?
Oh my god, I was on mute. Yeah, it was Chaos Mint.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Have I been muted for like
I think so because
whole
you haven't
time,
been
like,
the entire
defending.
time?
You haven't been defending maid cafes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, are you? Do
I
you
think even
understand
Maiev-
Maiev, or do you not
Maiev
understand?
Realizes that's a step too far.
If I mentioned to my girlfriend that I'd be going to a maid cafe, I'm pretty sure that she wouldn't let me go.
Right.
Why is that, Maiev? Is it because there's clearly a very sexual aspect to it?
Probably, yeah. Because to a girl, it would sound sexual.
I think if you fail to see that panda, and bearing in mind I've never seen it, but I've worked it
Yeah,
out pretty
Maid
quickly what it
cafe and
is.
cat cafes are like the total opposite, right?
What?
Yeah,
Because cats,
Oh my
you're supposed to
God.
pet them, right? And pet maids, they're going to pet you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you
okay.
touch the maids, you get taken out of the cafe.
What?
yeah, it's definitely
Hey, you
panda.
can't pet the maid.
I
They're
think you're
supposed to
living in
pet you.
denial if you fail to see that element to it because
I
it's
feel like I just
sounds
don't.
like
I
it's
don't
quite a
view
bad-
maids as like
I
a
was
sexual
saying,
thing.
It's like adults who wear schoolgirl
No better.
uniforms.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
better.
that's what I'm thinking. In my head, you're talking about maid cafes. I'm pretty sure in exactly that, but a maid's outfit, not a schoolgirl
Even
or,
if
or
the
whatever
maids
it is. You
outfit
know.
aren't sexy or whatever you call them, or revealing, even if it's a proper maid outfit, it's still the same.
Yeah, I mean the point is, if the only differentiator or purpose of that cafe is to have people dress in a certain costume, then you're making a thing out of that costume, and that costume is generally one that's sexualized. So, yeah, I don't. There are better ways to spend your money, Panda.
You're right. They're not 2D.
Yeah.
2D waifus only
They have
for
too
you.
many dimensions, man. I need a 2D cafe.
But isn't it in Japan they have like you could rent people out to?
You rent people out.
Oh, I have
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I've seen something like that. You could rent people to go on a date.
It sounds
with
like
you,
prostitution.
Or
Well, escorting, but not even like that. Like there are some people who genuinely just go and pretend to like be a friend, or just sit with that person while they eat dinner.
like
Don't-
adult-
I read it was a really interesting article. It was a person in Japan, and they
oh,
were self-employed, but they were looking to hire people to do this because they had too much work, right? And their job was simply to go and sit with people while those people ate dinner, because those people were lonely, didn't have anyone to go out to dinner with, but also
One
weren't the
round.
social types that didn't actually want to talk to anyone, but wanted to just go out to a restaurant, but not sit there on their own because otherwise they'll look really sad. So they would hire someone and pay for their dinner, and they would just sit at the restaurant.
That seems even
And
more sad.
they would just sit there silently,
that's really
eat their
sad.
food, while the other person would sit there eating, enjoying their dinner, because they got a nice, peaceful dinner in a restaurant, not looking like a loner. Apparently, apparently he's made a decent career out of it, and he's looking to hire people. So if that interests you,
You're judged for
Um,
sitting alone? What?
Going around.
but it's that you feel uncomfortable, don't you? Who goes to a restaurant on their own?
See, that's what I thought.
Right.
That's what I thought like before, but then I noticed that a lot of people actually do that, so I guess it's not so weird anymore.
Yeah, but look at the people who do that.
Oh damn.
But
I
it's the
mean,
same,
like,
but
it's not that bad, is
would
it?
you
Like,
go to the cinema on your own? Like
I
you
should have at least.
wouldn't,
I-
or you prefer to go with some, or if you would, you'd probably still prefer to go with someone else. Right?
okay,
'Cause the
see,
cinema again is a social experience of watching a film. It's not the same as you sitting at home on your own watching TV or whatever. You know, it's a social experience. You're crammed in a room with loads of other people. So if you're going to be crammed in with other people, you want some of those people to be people that you know, right? So, yeah, I think again, like, and I think cinema maybe was one of the other things that they did, or you know, those other kind of events that I guess becomes more like escorting and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. So last Friday, I just ate alone. And
see,
I feel sad.
what?
It's
Is it
sad
so bad to
because
eat alone? I feel like, okay, see, I
yeah,
feel like it
because
depends.
I was the only one in the restaurant for my lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I have no one there because no one's at the office. It's just me and then my boss.
yeah, that's
So,
wrong. That's the
it
thing, though.
feels
I feel
awkward
like
too.
a lot of people, you know, if they're working, if they have the lunch break, they'll just go eat. Like, you know, like it's. I don't think it's
Yeah,
that
but,
strange.
will
whenever
they? Will they go
whenever
and
there's
eat in that
someone
place on
there-
their own, or will they find colleagues to go and eat with, or
Yeah.
will they go and get some food and take away and then sit in their car or somewhere else on their own, as opposed to actually sitting in a restaurant? Bearing in mind,
Is it more
the
sad to
restaurant
eat?
is likely full of other parties, right? Couples or groups of people, because that's what you do as a group, or as a couple, you go out for a meal, right? So
Yeah.
you know, all these other groups of people, and you just sitting there on your own. It does feel strange. Like I wouldn't feel as
Yeah.
comfortable going to a restaurant to eat on
If-
my
if
own,
it's
even if I was
me,
hungry.
run there.
I'd rather get
I
the
think
takeaway and bring it back to my
within
house if
10
I'm
minutes.
just eating on my own.
I prefer to not eat alone in a restaurant, but it has nothing to do with being alone. It's more so the fact that like I would almost rather eat at home almost every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I prefer almost like not eating with other people, because when I'm eating, I just like to focus on my food intently, and enjoy it. So I'm actually not a very sociable person to have dinner with, apart from once I've finished eating, then I'm a bit better. But yeah, I still, although you know, when I'm eating, I want to eat on my own and
there's a
focus on
dragon
my
here.
eating. I still wouldn't go to a restaurant on my own. It just feels
Yeah.
strange to do that. I'd
Yes.
rather just get a takeaway or something.
Just order the food, have it delivered.
And I
But
mean,
that just costs
like,
more.
in terms of that practice,
Well-
like in the last
Yeah,
couple
it
of
would
years,
cost more. But the effort on going in the restaurant alone, right? Imagine you're at home and you have nothing to eat. Would you rather go to a restaurant?
I would
and
just-
pay-
I would
Because
just
you
go
would
get
still-
takeout
There you go.
rather than get delivery. I mean, DoorDash has been so expensive now. It's actually crazy. Like I feel like the prices just keep going up. It's actually insane how expensive it is now. I used to
It's
order food
near.
a lot, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got really good at not ordering takeaways. I was eating like McDonald's breakfast 3-4 times a week, ordering that, and we've stopped doing that now, which is really good for our health, but not so good for my palate. I think. Do like a
I
Mac and
easily
Cheese
get
breakfast.
tired of food, so if I've ate something once, I won't be eating it the entire week.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm
no more peanuts.
normally like that, but a Mac and Cheese breakfast, that's one of the other things. I must admit though,
What kind of
like,
breakfast?
I did appreciate it more where I haven't eaten it. I get the double sausage and egg McMuffin.
Wait, McDonald's?
Oh.
What? Are you talking about
So like
McDonald's?
2 sausage patties and then some egg and some cheese, and it's in a muffin.
You say
Oh,
And you get
McDonald's or
hash brown
no?
on the side.
Is it?
What's that?
Sounds like McDonald's.
Yeah, are you talking
That
about
is
McDonald's?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey Loma.
I want one of those.
I do like a Mackey's breakfast.
Yeah.
If you eat alone, but you have a picture of Maiev, does that count as eating alone?
Or you could chat me in Discord, and then I'll video call you.
Exactly. Okay, I feel like
Maev's always
okay. I
there
feel
in
like if you're
spirit.
video calling someone, then I would find that pretty weird. I don't think I've ever went to a restaurant and saw somebody video calling.
And you could try it.
So
I mean-
I've seen on the sad cringe subreddit that I was talking about before about people taking their waifu pillows and pictures of their waifus to restaurants and for dates for their like anniversary and stuff like that.
I want to do that one day.
So again, that's my kind of knowledge of waifus.
I'm pretty sure.
Are we
No, I
playing
don't-
any more rounds?
Yeah. I think we have
Yeah,
one
alright.
more. One more.
We have one more. That
Do you wanna
was
let us
getting
in then?
happen. You could PM me or you could DM me for rates, and I'll call you while you're eating alone.
Oh, you need to let people back in the server.
Honestly, I
Alright.
feel like it's kind of weird, like having people see me eat. I feel like I feel more weird about people watching me eat than anything
Yeah.
else.
It
Yeah.
is. It is really weird when
Yeah,
you're the one eating, right? And everyone's talking to you.
everyone's watching you.
So-
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also just weird to watch someone eat, to be honest.
That
because
is-
I don't know what
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys
That
are
is
talking
pretty
about.
weird
Because the
too.
common,
Like I don't have
Common-
people.
common
Like
thing
I
you
don't know
do
people
is
who do that.
offer
But see, but
food,
then it's not
right?
weird whenever you're eating and the other person is eating, right? I can watch someone eat. I can watch like a food video if I'm also eating food.
I mean, well, like
Yeah, but imagine
but
the
I'm not
restaurant.
like watching
Yeah,
them
that's-
in the act of eating. I'm
Yeah, watching people
talking
live.
to them, looking at their expressions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know.
It is,
On a
it is
video,
very
it's
different,
weird,
isn't
right?
it?
Their form?
If it's
Mm.
live, it's really weird.
I know what you mean. Like you watch Man versus Food and you go, "Oh, I'm hungry," and you sit
Mm.
there still eating while watching it, and that's fine. But yeah, it's not the same as like sitting next to someone while they're munching on a packet of crisps, and you're like, you want to make eye contact with them because you're talking to them, but as soon as you see them start chewing, and you're like, you have to look away and focus on something different because you don't want to see them eating, do you?
Do you not
And they
see
probably
my
don't wanna
Eve
see
eat his nuts?
You seeing them eating.
Or every I feel like my Ev
Yeah, but
has food on every single stream.
So if I was still like eating something now, I'd probably out of habit, like you end up covering your mouth a bit like that, don't you? So you can't, so people can't see you chewing.
I think it's different if it's a snack and a full meal, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with eating some peanuts in front of people. Some nuts is fine.
Yeah, but if it's a full meal, imagine me having
Especially-
here
dude.
a plate of rice and whatever.
I feel like you've
meat
done that
or
before
veggie.
though.
Probably has.
Yeah, I feel like
Pre-stream.
you've done that.
I've done it pre-stream, right? Because I had some like beef and kimchi way back.
Yeah, I feel like okay, but imagine if it's me eating and then like you guys know how I am with food,
I
right?
will-
Imagine you guys
I will-
watch me take apart my pizza.
Yeah, I could imagine that you were separating all of the toppings and eating them one by one in order. Like, I'll eat the bread first, then the cheese, then the pepperoni.
Damn, you're right. I should be a what is it, mukbang? I should make videos. I feel like I will go viral because everyone's gonna judge how I eat.
I think there'd be more. You're more likely to go viral and get judged on what you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
Yeah,
Maiev. I
you
think if
don't
you
have
and
to do
Maiev
it.
make like a joint channel on like food reviews or something,
Food reviews.
you'll go viral. You'll probably get a lot of abuse, so I'd be prepared for that. And people just going, "How dare
Watch
they?
Panda
That is a,
separate the
that is a
crust of the
crime
bread
against taste buds." But
and eat them.
you,
beneath
viral
the
interest
bread.
might be worthwhile selling your soul. Who knows?
You guys don't understand food. Okay, well we do have our our 5 winners.
Who was the winner?
It
Who was
was
the winner?
Sassy Boy
Natron.
once, Chaos Myth twice, Loma and Natron.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
All right.
pretty good variety of
Well played.
winners this week.
Yeah, time to.
A good variety of topics that we talked about as well.
We've made Lofan hungry. We've made Sassy Boy hungry. I think
What?
Loma's already thinking about tasty food.
Everyone, yeah.
Um,
It won't be.
I
It
can
would.
imagine like a dietitian like saying, you know, you've put on a lot of weight. Have you been watching the Rune Sunday stream again?
I feel like
'Cause
it's
it
not.
makes me hungry every single Sunday. You know, and bearing in mind it's 20 past midnight here. I should be just like finishing the stream, going straight to bed. Every time I go, oh, do you know what? I fancy a sausage roll or something. Maybe I'll have a cheeky pepperoni, a couple of packs of crisps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's
I'm-
not. It's not a stream if
I'm
we
just
don't talk about
fortunate,
food.
like I live in a smaller, quieter area, and there is
When
no
this go-
takeaways that
yeah,
really
you should-
deliver this time of night because that would be so
You
dangerous.
shouldn't eat. It's bad. It's bad to eat something past midnight or late.
I
at
mean, to
night.
be fair, normally I'd be munching on chocolates by now. So I tend to have all my dinner about 6, 7. I get into the evening, I get a bit high, and about 10 o'clock I start getting the crisps and chocolates out. But it might be 11, 12-ish or something. But yeah, I normally need a lot of sugar.
You eat
before
that
bed.
much chocolate like every day?
I eat loads. I buy 2.4 kilo boxes, which I'm gonna have to get Google out to see what that actually is in pounds. It's 5.2 pounds, like just under £5. I buy like boxes like that of celebrations.
Why?
You know, like you get the individual chocolates like Mars bar, Twix, Snickers, and all this kind of stuff as like little miniatures and individual wraps. So I buy 2 boxes of those a month. I do give them out to the kids as pudding, which makes it look like
Wait, as pudding?
it's shared out equally. But I probably eat half the box as well.
So you eat
I'll go like a
1
box
kilo
of
of
that a month.
chocolate per month. Aren't you afraid of
Oh no,
diabetes?
So I'll eat the whole. I'll eat one of those 2.4 kilos boxes of chocolates a month. I'll buy 2 of them, and then the kids will pretty much share out one of them over the course of a month as like pudding.
You
I
make
do
him
munch a
into
lot.
pudding?
Oh no. So put dessert, right? They eat it as dessert. That's their afters or dessert or yeah. Getting to colloquial phrasing again, I think.
I don't know what
No,
happened.
we
to
do
my-
like a good language debate here on the Rune Sunday stream.
I don't know what happened to my screen, but my screen froze with Maiev just holding up his nuts or whatever. Hopefully the stream didn't
chocolate.
freeze, but like,
With honey,
Oh
salted
my God.
almonds.
Sensible is saying asparagus. I've had it a couple of times. It's nice. and a
okay,
lot of
guys,
butter.
we
But I
need to
need
determine
something
what we're
greasier
gonna
than
craft
that.
today.
Oh, honey salted almonds. Lovely.
What
I
do you
don't know,
guys
what
want us
are
to
we
craft?
crafting? I feel like it's
Somebody say something in
gonna be
Twitch
something
chat.
other than soul called, I think.
Yeah,
without
somebody
a
say
doubt.
something in Twitch chat. Otherwise, Maiev is gonna choose.
Hi, Bellman. What would you like to craft?
See, Maev's always eating on stream.
Yeah, I'm really hungry now.
So I think could we do like some Windfall or some Hell Reaver? I think
You're telling me you roasted your nuts and now you're eating chocolate nuts?
Yeah. What's wrong with it?
that's like me. Maev's, got nuts for snacks and after snacks.
He's a squirrel.
Indeed. I did that bacon. I normally have like pigs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. To be fair, like bacon in the morning, ham in the afternoon in a sandwich, and then in the evening maybe a bit of gammon or sausages or something like that, or mix it up with a bit of chicken and all. But I live on pigs and potatoes. That's
Claire.
the core staples of my diet,
Pigs are definitely top tier.
without a doubt. Do like a pig. They got a tasty arse. They got good back.
What?
Parts of it,
What?
like just eat the lot. Stick them on a spit like a hog roast. You can roast them, indeed. But no, pigs
I
and
really like
potatoes.
roasted pig.
They're the only 2 things you need, and you
Roast
can make
pork,
such a variety
right?
of
Roast
meals out of
pork.
it.
Come on. Not pig.
Exactly. Mine's got the idea that pigs, they'll give you bacon, pork, ham. You get
Yeah, I
gammon,
really like bacon, but I really don't like ham.
sausages. There's so much you can get out of pigs, and likewise with potatoes, you got chips, you got fries, you've got crisps. You've
They're
Are they the
No,
same
like,
thing? I feel like you just said the same thing. Like
Yeah.
3 times.
Potatoes, fries, crisps. They're the same.
No. So chips are quite often chunkier. We also have like French fries because they're the thin chip. So or American fries or fries. But yeah, then you've got wedges. You've got mashed potato. You've got waffles. You've got hash browns. I love
Hash browns,
potato.
right?
Yeah.
Roti? Is roti a potato?
I don't know. But give
Alright.
me a farm with,
We're going to be doing
breed some
flair.
pigs,
Maiev has
plant some
spoken.
potatoes. I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
A few herbs on there.
Flair.
All kinds.
Tell it go.
Going in with a flair. Very nice.
So, are you not a fan of cow?
I like beef.
Okay,
But
so what's your
That's it, isn't it? It's beef.
What's
You
your
get it in
favorite
slightly different shapes. You either get it as a burger or as a steak,
meal
or slices
when
or
it comes to
whatever. But
beef?
it's still beef, isn't it?
well, I mean, a pig is a pig.
Well, no, look, it's not though, is it? It's really not.
It's not.
A pig is so much more. There's so many things that you can get out of a pig. We've just been through that. Whereas like a cow, is beef.
what, what do you mean? Like, I mean,
Isn't it the same? What you can do on beef, you could also, or what you could do on pork.
yeah. Why can't you do the same
right?
thing?
There's like a beef bacon, right?
I think
Beef
so.
bacon. No,
Yeah.
I've only ever heard of bacon being a pig's ass.
I think there's.
Wait, what?
Beef.
I mean,
Wait,
What?
what?
Bacon is
Is
just
it
a-
is it bacon
Cows are just
Made
beef,
of-
aren't they?
What?
made off belly? Pork belly.
oh
right?
yeah.
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pork belly. That's
Yeah,
pork
what
belly.
did it
That's why it's
say?
called pork belly because it's made of the belly.
What
Pig's ass is bacon.
What?
Ham. Yeah. Ham, I think is.
Are you what? I don't.
Is it like the
Is it
sides?
ham is the leg?
The ham is the leg. Sorry. Yeah. Gammon might be the thighs, maybe.
Wait, no. Bacon is from the belly.
No, it's not.
What?
Bacon's the arse.
Yeah.
What do
No.
you think is
No.
the tastiest bit? Everyone
It's
likes a
belly.
bit of tasty arse.
No, Google. What?
Well, I recall beef picana is the ass.
Unless Google is listening to me, is lying to me. It says it's the belly, or
No.
perhaps it says the belly or the less fatty parts of the back. So, I think belly makes sense. It tastes like it's like a belly. It looks like it's a
Yeah.
belly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
you
looks
do.
like a
So,
belly.
have you ever had like a cow tongue?
I have
There's
not.
that.
I did. If I recall,
It's
I did.
good. It's
Yeah.
hella good. It's like really
Also pork
tender.
tongue.
And... Yeah. I
Pork
mean,
tongue and cow
You're
tongue.
right. It is.
Like,
it
I'm
is
looking
the
at-
stomach, isn't it? My
I'm
goodness, who
looking
ever
at
knew?
You
the
Who ever knew?
cow cuts is like. I mean, you can
This
get
is
ribs out of
talking
the
about
cow. You can get
All the things
brisket.
you could do
flank
with
steak.
Oh
pork.
yeah, brisket's a good one. Don't mind a bit of brisket.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing with the tongue is if you think about you're eating a tongue, that makes me not want to eat it.
Yeah,
Like,
likewise.
yeah, I think about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it in a long time, but it
Well,
was
let's
good when I
not
did.
go deep into
I've been a vegetarian for like 4 years now.
Alright.
into the organ meats because there's a lot of organ meats that you could eat here, from the intestines to the brain to the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cheeks,
Sausages.
the ears.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of countries. It's like the delicacy, isn't it? Like sheep's brain. I
Yeah,
think
so-
in Egypt.
I think when I meet Disco, I would be probably asking him to get me a haggis.
haggis.
Do you know what? I've never actually tried it, and I've never tried black pudding either. Because the thought of the two,
Black pudding, we have. It's made of blood, right? Pork blood.
it's just fried blood, basically.
Ah.
Yeah, we have
What?
here.
Ugh.
We have like pork blood on a barbecue here, and it doesn't actually taste like anything.
No,
It's
Would-
bland.
The only thing like I can imagine is, you know, like when you bite your finger or something, you get a bleed, and like your instinctive thing to stop the bleed is to put your finger in your mouth. You taste a bit of blood that way.
It
Or
doesn't
maybe
taste
like
like
when
that.
you
I
get a
taste
It doesn't
cut
blood.
taste
bit
like that.
and
I
you get a bit of a scab,
It tastes
that's
like
like
tofu
dry blood,
for me.
right? That's what black pudding is, isn't it? It's that,
It
but like
tastes like tofu
lots of it
for me.
fried.
Like tofu
What?
with yeah.
I taste blood like
Really?
every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but black pudding or blood
Did you
pudding.
just self-report being a vampire?
Okay, no, but
So what kind of blood do you drink, Panda? How do you taste blood? When you told us before that you don't eat your steaks rare.
it's not okay.
You like your
That's
steaks-
not
you like-
blood. No,
you
no,
like
no.
your
Okay,
steaks well done.
it's because I have like a really bad nose, so I get nosebleeds like all the time. I feel like I've been getting nosebleeds like every day or every other day, and like it always gets into my mouth, or I guess it'll get in my throat or whatever. But
That's what you get.
Have
when
you
doesn't
been
taste
meeting
like
up
much.
with Lindsay a
too many
lot?
waifus.
It's
And the
not-
waifus always get this nosebleed.
Okay, I actually don't understand why that's the thing. Like, how does that even make any sense?
How does what make sense?
How like people in anime they just get nosebleeds like that?
If you don't
Oh, yeah.
finish this topic, I'm gonna find out what. All right, well, let's move on with the meat topic.
So look, we've been running the giveaway for a good nearly 6 minutes. Let's.
Oh, I forgot to join.
See, this is why I can't end it.
I was
because
going to
one
say
of you always
everyone surely
forgets.
must have joined by now.
No,
So
one of
this
you
is
always
your last
forget.
call. If you're watching the stream and you haven't joined, I reckon you got about 30 seconds, because clearly everyone here needs to go home and start eating. We're all a hungry bunch.
Aren't you going to sleep, Disco?
I'm gonna go eat first. So, we talk about food so much, and even if we don't talk about it on stream, as soon as the stream ends, Panda goes, "Oh, that was a good stream, wasn't it? Okay, I'm really tempted for some McDonald's or something like that." I'm sitting there going, "Oh, damn it!
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm hungry." He didn't mention food all stream, and now he's making me hungry.
Okay, but I ate before the stream today. I got barbecue today, and one more thing, okay? Beef ribs are much better than pork ribs.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can go with
I can
that.
say that.
I can go with that. But I don't know. I do like
I
bacon
need to
ribs
order
and stuff.
McDonald's.
They are nice.
What? Bacon ribs?
Bacon
I think
ribs?
I just like I just like pigs because it's salty. I think that's the key, isn't it?
What? Is it bacon supposed to
It's
be
a
salty?
salty meat.
Because-
Like you with beef, right? If you have a bit of beef, and everyone likes a bit of steak, and it's nice, but would you eat a whole steak on its own, just on its own, right? Or at some point, would you feel compelled to get some sauce or some garlic
No.
butter or something like that?
I mean,
Whereas a bit of gammon, or a bit of bacon, or a bit of ham or something, you could actually just go at it.
Eki's just judging us meat
Especially like
eaters.
a bit of gammon.
No,
Because it's
I
just
mean,
that saltiness is
sausage.
already flavoured. You don't have to do anything. Like, of course, it's nice to have a bit of gravy or chuck something on it.
Okay, Maiev, you
Right.
entered, right? I'm gonna go ahead and
It's
stop the
Yeah, I
giveaway
did.
now.
I'm ordering food now.
Oh my god.
I'm ordering like 2 rice bowls of sausage with egg and coffee. On
Oh my
McDonald's.
god. Alright, Flare giveaway. Let's see our winners. Discomonk 1988. Of course. Oh, I almost clicked the wrong button. Maiev, he won. Good thing you entered.
Nice.
Natron the 9th. Ekkeharta
I was gonna say.
and Chaos Myth 23. Okay, well. I guess you guys all win. Even though you guys didn't even put in that many tickets and somehow you guys all won.
I went all in.
Oh, is it all
That's
in?
all the tickets that I've had. Yeah.
A lot of people entered with like 100, 110, 120. Okay, well,
That's why you wait for a while and then you see what the average is and you just put slightly above that or something. I don't know.
Oh, there is a pizza place open that still delivers.
pizza.
Oh, come on.
Now y'all are starting to make me hungry. And I literally I ate probably like 30 minutes before the stream started.
Yeah, so what I ordered is 2-piece chicken and then 2 bowls of sausage and egg and coffee and then hash brown.
How much does that cost?
I love a hash brown.
$10.
What do you order with?
$10 for say that again. So you got
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot of food, dude.
Yeah, so I have 2 sausage with eggs and rice, 2 iced coffee, 1 apple pie, 1 hash brown, and then a 2-piece chicken with rice.
Have you got breakfast and dinner in one?
Yeah, I want spiced chicken
Are you-
with my breakfast.
Are you ordering it for your girlfriend as well, or did you just get 2?
Yeah, I'm ordering for her, but
Oh,
she
okay.
don't eat like the sausage with egg, rice bowl, and then
Do
the
you-
rest I'll have it for myself.
Do you have rice for breakfast?
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's.
I know it's quite
pretty
common in
Oh,
India
so
as
close.
well. Like I remember when I went over there, you know, I've been offered like curry and stuff for breakfast, and it's just bizarre. Like from our kind of culinary perspective, like I would never ever think of that. Like to have a curry for breakfast, like at lunchtime maybe, if it's like leftover from the night before or something.
Mhm.
But
Well,
yeah, I wouldn't be able to eat first thing in the
rice
morning.
for breakfast is like fried rice here, but
Yeah.
without any veggies, just garlic. We
Just-
called it garlic rice.
What?
Okay.
Do you have eggs in it?
No, just
Is
plain
it-
garlic.
It's just rice and
oil
garlic?
rice.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then it goes with eggs, and then you could.
You just said there's no eggs.
Well, it has eggs on the side dish, not actually mixed with rice. So garlic rice and then egg, and then whatever viand you could think of. So it could either be bacon, it could either be sausages, it could either be pork chops, it could either be whatever.
I can't believe you got so much food for $10. Do you use like Uber Eats, or do you just like, what do you use to order food on?
It's a McDonald's app. So
What, your fucking McDonald's sells rice?
yeah.
That makes sense. I
That
mean,
makes
they're
no
gonna
sense.
Sell local food. They're gonna sell local food, right? Like
Yeah,
whatever country you go to,
I mean,
they'll
I
sell
guess.
whatever
Yeah,
sells.
that's right.
Oh.
Whatever country. No, we don't have furikake here.
I went to the biggest McDonald's. Apparently, it's like the biggest McDonald's in the world or whatever. I got a McPizza.
McPizza.
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. They had pizza. They had like a bunch of stuff that you normally wouldn't find at McDonald's. Not rice though. Definitely not rice. But yeah, they have pizza.
In Vietnam, it's the same, but
I think cake.
they also have like rice there, rice meals there. And the fun thing is in Vietnam, they have cucumbers with their rice meal. Like it's rice, pork chop, and then cucumbers.
Oh, this is gonna be
Crazy.
close.
I know, like do
That's
like a
gonna
bit
be
of spring
close.
onion and cucumber and stuff in a
That is
Chinese.
so
and stuff.
close. Wow.
Have we knocked Maiev out?
Wow.
not.
Wow!
I have
Oh
already.
no!
Looks like I'd be doing my what do you call it?
Gonna generate a maid skirt version of the flare for you.
I'm not doing any ritual now. I'm just
So
ordering.
You're just ordering
unfortunately,
food.
I was really gutted. I never actually got to go to McDonald's when I was in India, but I did see that they did sell samosas and like stuff there. And when I went to McDonald's in Prague, they'll sell like burgers and stuff, but you get beer and there as well, which you can't get
Is
in
it
the
the
UK.
sizes of
It's nice.
the food in the UK? Because when I went to Singapore, McDonald's has like double the sizes in here. Because it's like their large Coke
We used
is
to
like
have a
2
supersize.
liters.
Yeah, we used to have a supersize that
Oh
got
my God.
banned. Burger King used to do the biggest drink, I think still do. And there's like a large, but that Super Size Me documentary really screwed us over. That and inflation, I think it was just a way to like
Yeah.
sell us less and charge us more.
I recall when I was in Vietnam, like in 4 years ago, because in
Yeah.
here the prices of sugar went up, and before that, Burger King used to sell soda wherein you could refill it unlimitedly.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
stopped doing that, right? And then when I went to Vietnam, I asked for a large Coke, and he just gave me an empty cup, and I was like, "What's this?"
What's this?
And then I just realized that it's unlimited. That you can
Unlimited
refill
refills.
it.
Pizza Hut do that as well. And then you can pay for the unlimited like ice cream machine, which is
Wait,
good.
what? Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
Pizza Hut,
Pizza
yeah,
Hut
yeah.
used to have like a salad bar here that you could eat
What?
all you want.
Yeah. I think
Wait.
they still got one here. I haven't been actually
Wait.
sat at a Pizza Hut in
When I
a
was a
long
kid.
time.
Yeah, I feel like Pizza Hut, you just like it's like either delivery or takeout. I didn't know you could eat there.
Yeah, well, they used to only be eating,
Hmm.
and then they started doing deliveries. But you're talking like decades they've been around. Like, yeah, Pizza Hut, like restaurants, they got two. So they've got the takeaway and they've got the restaurant. The restaurant you go in, and it's usually like all you can eat. So you pay
Yeah,
like X amount, and you get a choice of like most of the pizzas, and then you can pay extra if you want like all you can eat ice cream on top as well. It's good stuff.
Those were the days.
That seems pretty crazy to me. I feel like when I think of Pizza Hut, I actually just think of bad pizza. I'm not gonna lie. Pizza Hut is.
I don't mind it actually. I quite like Pizza Hut.
I like their
if I didn't
pasta.
have responsibilities.
They have
I
good
would
pasta.
live based on the best
Yeah, the
restaurants I
pasta's
can
good.
find. Yeah, also like it.
Wait, does Pizza
No, I
Hut
don't
sell?
like
the same-
pesto.
does your Pizza
I like
Hut sell
pesto.
rice?
I think so. Yeah, they
What?
also sell fried chicken.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, because restaurants here are like, or all the fast foods here, they sell fried chicken.
Nuts. I'm gonna go make
Pizza
a sandwich,
nuts.
guys. Congratulations, unfortunately, Maiev, for winning the top
What did I
prize on
win?
this Sunday stream. Nature on that was so close.
Can I peek?
So close.
So
Can I
close.
peek?
Peek
I peek?
what?
Have you crafted it?
Yeah, I already showed everything.
Right, we've crafted. We showed everyone on the stream what the results were. Then we talked about food again, which I know is incredibly
You're just too busy ordering food, man.
Got
Didn't
that
we
tunnel
craft
vision.
there? Why isn't it appearing?
What?
There.
It appeared.
Why can't I see
Unfortunately,
it?
the
Sassy's
crafts
going to Mackey's.
were
Right.
not the greatest this week. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but hey, Maiev was the top winner anyway, so
I think that's what held us back.
yeah, he didn't do his ritual. He was too busy ordering food. If he put his back into it, maybe we could have got something better.
I have the right account. Is this the right account?
Right, next week, Maiev, focus on the crafting. Let's get our viewers some good items.
Oh, I'm not in the correct account. That's why.
Do you really want to look at your? Do you want to look at your flair that badly?
Yeah. Fine.
Okay, well, you should have paid attention to this stream.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll call it. We'll
I
call
can
it here. That was a fun stream. It's still 2 hours long. Who would have thought? I'm not even surprised at this point. Even when there's nothing to talk about, we still find plenty to talk about. All right.
Baskin Robbins sells rice too. Oh, I think they've already closed here.
Oof. Rice ice cream? I mean, I honestly feel like
Ice
rice
cream.
together with ice cream.
Yeah,
That
they
has
permanently
potential.
closed last year.
Have a
think
good
that has
week,
potential.
everybody.
Like frozen rice pudding or something strange.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
think Ekki's got the right idea. Let's
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it a night. Get scrub.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maiev can speak to customer services,
Yeah,
work
or
out what's
you
happened
could-
to his order.
Or you
Yeah.
guys could wait.
We're all like
Wait for
delirious
my-
with hunger
for my-
over here, and like
Everybody wants to go
getting
eat.
caught on conversation. Okay, bye.
Good night,
Bye.
stream.
Thanks,
Good night, everybody. Enjoy your meals
Bye.
and everything like that. See you guys all next week. Goodbye.